Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where I've been thinking about what to do about these four settlements here, as well as this one and this one. And there's nothing for it, I think, other than build a grand theater here to get us some pop assimilation going, and that is definitely something we want to do. As far as the rest of this, I mean, we could have this be a research city, which would give us pop conversion. Pop promotion? Is there anything else that we can do for buildings for pop assimilation? Because we do need a lot of pop assimilation out over here in order to get enough pops that are the correct culture, right? So that's the idea. We need... Hello. What was that? Commercial districts give pop assimilation speed. Okay. As a temporary measure, I'm going to delete everything here that doesn't have to do with being a research city, including the aqueduct, like this, including the tavern. And then we're going to build the rest of these into commercial districts, with the idea being we want to boost up tremendously the amount of pop assimilation that's happening here in Dur. Because we're going to need to pump a lot of pops into these areas in order to get this colonized. Now, down over here, I want to do a similar sort of thing, although maybe not quite as aggressively. Let's get rid of the fortresses here. They are not necessary. And let's put in a grand theater. Beyond that, we can get rid of the Forum and the Freeman district. So this is actually still going to be pretty aggressive here. And we're going to put in a bunch of commercial districts here as well. The idea is in these two cities, we are going to be getting a lot of conversion going to colonize this quickly. Now, the next step is going to be these guys, right? They are going to need to be integrated, and we are working on that, but that's not going to be done for 130 years. Okay, that's going to be a while. Noted. But we might be able to colonize this from out over here. And we can complete our mission as long as it's controlled by our subject. So that should be fine. Then we have this area here, which is pretty much going to mean that we're going to need some culture coming in from here, right? So this is currently set up in an awkward manner. I'm going to get rid of the ports from here, although, right, this is Gara that controls this. Okay, this is also a sea area, so we might be able to colonize it from, like, here or out over here. We can almost certainly colonize it from out here. Okay, we have a grand theater here right now. I'm going to put in a commercial district for the moment. And this down here has a grand theater. I'm going to put in a commercial district there, too. We need to get a lot of cultural assimilation happening here. So that is the idea. We can see we're already gaining 0.83% per month. That's not too bad. But we're not Israelite religion, right? So that's going to be reducing this. And dominant religion is not state religion, so that's going to be a thing. Now, we are currently on pop conversion, and that's probably fine. Cultural assimilation would be nice, too, but I think for the moment, we're going to need to have that be on pop conversion. Pop conversion is generally better, so we're going to do something like that. Okay, now we do want to attack these guys. And the question is, do we want to declare war right now? I'm going to move these guys down to here first, and then we'll declare the war. We see that their army is here, so that should not be a big deal. So this is going to take a very long time to get Gara integrated. That's fine. They are still acting as a buffer state. So that'll buy us some time to deal with India over here. So that's, sure, whatever. That seems fine. Chalcedon would not join this. They don't need to. So that seems fine. We don't need them to join it. Okay, so let's go ahead and declare this, and this will be absolutely okay. So we're going to head in here. No problem. Yeah, they're not happy about it. I don't blame them. Can we catch them if we come down here? I'm wondering about a force march to catch this force. So let's split this unit in half, and let's force march this half down while these guys cap. Okay, we're going to catch these guys here, looks like. Perfect. That was a stack wipe. Now we can continue to force march down to here. Looks great. These guys will finish up their cap up this way. And this war's basically over at this point. They've got a 2k stack here, but we've got a force well on the way. As force marching down roads, there will be no problem whatsoever here. So that looks great. Now, we do have this territory here that we could theoretically culturally assimilate as well, but I'm not too worried about it for right now. Let's just head on down. This is not showing up as being colonizable at all, so we might not be within colonizable distance here. I think it's 3 sea tiles, isn't it? Okay. We might be able to get there from, like, up here, potentially. So we stack wiped this force. No shockers there. These guys are charging off. This is fine. So we're going to get this all under our control shortly. Just waiting for the auto cap now. And then the question is, how much aggressive expansion are we going to get for this? Not much, I don't think. We have a claim on all of it, and this is very minor territory. So that's interesting. So we take this. Where do they have other territory? Ah, that's these guys up here. Yeah, we knew that they existed, but these guys apparently have other territory too. This is what we wanted. They're up here. Wild. Okay, well, this is all we want for the moment. So we need to get enough war score. So ticking is against us. Province of Aramea. Hang on. Where is this? Oh! How did they colonize this? This is completely landlocked. That's insane. Okay. Well, I'll hire these mercs, and we're going to send them right on down. Get down there, mercs. Looks good. So that's a stack wipe there, and we're going to move these guys back. So this territory is going to be all under our control at this point. And they have a 6k stack of mercs up here. Noted. Let's meet up here. Group together. We're on force march. Looks good. And up we go. Now the question is, did these mercs regen enough morale? Looks like the answer is yes. We stack wipe that, and we'll get that under control. Perfect. Okay, so now we're at 10 or 9 war score. There we go. There's that under our control. Ticking is on our side. Looks excellent. More followers of the Risen Lord. Okay, sure. Let's make our way right on through here. We need to take out this merc force. Dangerous discussions. Okay. We're going to gain the stability for now. We do have some unrest, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, so we'll easily defeat these mercs. No problem there. We'll come take this back. We're at 20 war score now. And the question is, did they colonize any other territory that we want to take? Because they're apparently colonizing all sorts of strange things that they really probably shouldn't have access to. I'm not sure how they're pulling that off, but whatever. So we're going to take this as well. So this is everything that we want here. It'll be 2 aggressive expansion, and they have 5 reasons to not accept this. We're demanding substantial land. Okay. So we just need to let the ticking war score continue for a bit here. Sounds good. So we're at 2 war score at this moment. These guys do not need to be force marching, and we can just move them up over to here for now. Okay, so now we're at 3 war score, and we have 1 reason to not accept this. Cool. So this is, of course, going to be fairly minor. This claims it's substantial land, but it's really not. It went back up to 5 reasons. Rude. Incredibly rude. Well, that should change pretty soon. So months at war is going to continue to go down, and of course our war score is going to continue to go up. We're at +4 war score. That'll go up again soon. There we go. Up to +5. Sure. I don't know why we're looking here, but whatever. So at this point, we can see that we are at 3 reasons. Now 2 reasons to not accept this. Okay. We just gotta wait. And this is absolutely fine. 0 reasons. Barbarians have risen up in the standard barbarian place. We're going to have these guys go into unit reorg, and they're just going to wander down over here and deal with the barbarians. Will they get there in time, is the question. And by in time, I mean, what day will that be? Oh, they're locked in. Oh. I didn't want them to be locked in there. I wanted to see when this battle was going to happen, because I wanted them to stop. This isn't great. So we're going to have to hire these mercs, because these guys, they're going to get stack wiped. Okay. Well, it's not the end of the world. But let's head on over. That was insane that they locked in that quickly. They locked in at the same time that it popped up when the battle was going to be. So this will be on 2 January. Okay, we'll let that go. There we go. So now we get the morale bump, and we can start fighting the mercs. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. They will now accept this. Perfect. Do it. So that is now all our territory. That seems perfect. And this is not currently colonizable because we need a province that is neighboring to have at least 7 pops, and at least 50% of them need to be Hebrew. So that is, of course, going to be mildly problematic. I'm going to remove this court of law here, and we're going to put in a grand theater instead. So that'll be fine. And how are we doing over here? That looks okay. These guys can get to drilling. Wonderful. And these mercs over here, they don't need to exist anymore. There we go. These mercs over here, we didn't actually stack wipe that force, unfortunately. So we're going to cap this and then head right on over. Okay. Over we go. And no problem. Now the barbarians are gone. We can get rid of these mercs. We do not need them anymore. Okay. So now we can build a couple of farming settlements, which we will do. And then we can build a couple of slave estates as well, which we will do. There we go. And now the question is, what about cities? Well, we've got Darwin here. Okay. So we can go to Darwin. Where are you? You're up over this way? Where exactly? Up here. Okay. Gotcha. So that'll be fine. We can... What is this setup right now? We've got 3 tax offices. We don't need the conscript camp for sure. We've got 3 freeman districts. We've got an aqueduct. It's like it's wanting to set this up as a slave city, but it's really oddly done. We're going to get that going for now. More followers of the Risen Lord, which is not surprising. And we do have some pops starving down in Armada, which is Socotra. So that is not necessarily fine. Let's get rid of the tax office here and put in a farmer's market to at least offset some of that. And we could also change one of these, like the cedar import route. We could change this over to be a grain import route. So that'll help matters. Okay, the rest of this looks reasonably okay. It's now April, so Armada is now growing in its food. Asir is still shrinking in its food, though, at this point. So I would like to remove this tax office, and we're going to put in a farmer's market instead to boost up our food here. That should actually bring this positive. At least for now. We can also cancel the livestock here and bring in grain, which would be a larger amount. So something along the lines of that should be fine. Okay, so that looks good. Next up, we've got Naxos, which is, of course, in the Aegean, if I can type. There we go. So that is right out over here. Here we would put in, we're maxed on food, so I'm just going to put in a tax office, but I'm also going to put in an aqueduct. We're close to our population capacity. So that'll be fine. Next is Mios Hormos, which is going to be down over here. We had a poor harvest. That's unfortunate. Okay. And once we're here, we can see we're full on food, and we're close to maxing our population capacity. So let's do something like that. Cool. Next up is Arvel. Wow, that was really laggy. I have no idea what was going on with that, but that took like 5 seconds to register key presses. That was exciting. Definitely not a computer thing. That was a game thing. Yeah, I don't really have an explanation for that, but maybe there was a big peace deal or something. That can happen. So next up would be Saloki, which would be this city in theory, but there's 2 of them. Yeah, this looks correct. So we would do something like that. But this needs further work, but this'll do for now. Okay. Next up, we would do Holwan, which is right up over this direction. Okay, this would be a pair of Freeman districts. Nothing too major there. Next would be Haditha. Cool. So this would be out over here. We really don't need the gold. We're going to take the stability. That'll be fine. We've got almost 50,000 gold right now. We're making 500 per month. I'm really deeply unconcerned about it. We're going to put in a mill. We're going to put in a Freeman district. Okay. Next up is Balajuk, which is out over this direction. Sure, this is a research location, so we'll put in a couple of academies there. And then next up would be Leprion. Wonderful. Okay, so we would put in a pair of Freeman districts here. That's absolutely fine. Okay, Orantoxeta would be next. Right out over here. Wonderful. What do we need here? This is kind of all over the place. It looks like we haven't actually done this one yet. Sure. I'll keep the fort here. That's, I think, reasonable. We produce honey. So I'm going to get rid of the academy. The commercial district, I'm going to get rid of. I am going to put in a grand theater here, but we're going to get rid of the citizen district. The aqueduct does not need to exist at this point, and we're going to get rid of the noble district. The conversion buildings can remain, and then we can put in 3 mills and 2 slave traders, and we'll call that good for now. Okay. There's not much for pops there, so that'll do. Next up is Mish, which, okay, this one? There we go. Cool. So we're going to need a pair of taverns here. Again, not much for pops. Military access from these guys. Sure, why not? That seems fine. Anywhere we can colonize? Not right now. Okay. So, of course, what we need to do is we need to get this location, no, get out of here, and these 4 locations here. We're working on it. So we can see here we're at 4% in terms of pop. So we do currently have 4 Hebrew pops here. That is not enough to colonize, but it's making progress, actually. If we view the pop info, we can see we're going at 0.112. Okay. That seems reasonably fine. We're making solid progress there. Okay, so I want to check in over here. How are we doing here? We have 1 Hebrew pop here. Okay, 0.58 right now. Mostly due to unrest. Oh, we have automatic trade disabled here. We should probably check through those and make sure that it's enabled everywhere. So just going down this list here. Here's one that needs to be enabled. Here's one. Anything else? There's probably at least one more. Yeah, here's one in Persis. Here's one. Here's one. Here's a couple more. Fantastic. There's another one. Any others? Nope, that looks good. Okay, beautiful. So we do have more starving pops. This is in South Phoenicia at this point, which is slightly surprising to me. We can put in a farmer's market here and here. Here we could remove a tax office and put in a farmer's market. And here we can put in a farmer's market. So that should solve the South Phoenicia problem. And Judea is out of food too. So that's interesting. We already have a farmer's market here. We could put in a granary. Population cap is so low because we're out of food. So that's understood. It is April right now, so we can always import food. I want to check in here. We have a farmer's market there. We have a farmer's market here. Okay. This is currently a slave estate. It produces earthenware. I'm just checking all of these here. That is fine. These are fine. Okay. So that seems reasonably okay. I think we're just going to have to change our imports here. So let's get rid of the base metals import route. And instead, let's bring in some grain from, say, Iris Superioris. Something like that. That should, combined with the fact that we're going into summer, boost this up. Now, we could also build an aqueduct and a library, which I'm going to do. And that'll be fine for now. So in theory, that should solve that food problem. Although it didn't. Okay, so that's understood. We're still at -1 for food here. So to that end, I see, because our trade routes changed. Let's get rid of the salt, and then we're also going to stop importing... Yeah, I'm going to stop importing this base metal as well. And we're going to bring in another unit of grain. Okay, something along the lines of that. So that should bring Judea positive. Then we've got South Phoenicia over here. We're working on 4 farmers markets, but I'm also going to stop importing this wild game. And we're instead going to import some grain here from Babylonia. And that will, combined with the farmers markets, likely solve the problem. 2 citizens? Yes, please. Okay, so that looks good. We do need a new governor in Assyria. That will be this guy. Excellent. And no actual colonizable territories just yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so Lapana here only has 6 pops. And how many pops do we have converted in Lur at this point? The answer is 4. So we're going to need more than that, for sure. Okay. Well, we're working on it. We can see that Judea and South Phoenicia are both producing significant food at this point, and that should help matters significantly. So this was solved primarily via trading. This was solved primarily via trading as well, but the farmers markets, 4 of them, will cause significant gains in the food there. So that shouldn't be any real issue. Next up, we've got Gortina, out over here. And that is requiring 2 building slots, which would be... I'm noting our food is low. I'm going to put in a farmer's market and a tax office. Okay, so next up is going to be Shamashiadi, which is out over here. Okay, no food problem here, looks like, so that's fine. We would put in a mill and a forum. Cool. Next up would be Aniaka, something like that. Probably the latter, or something substantially similar, or not similar at all. One of those. Okay, what else do we have here? Cabera. Okay, so that is right out over here. No food issue here, so we would put in a pair of Freeman districts. Excellent. And checking in on our food here, we see that South Phoenicia is losing food. It is October. So 1.39 food isn't so bad. That is definitely going to be fine, but it's October. That's going to get worse. But we're going to finish the 4 farmers markets, so that will improve matters there. This is a city up over here as well. We can actually build another farmers market there. Okay, we're producing a lot of cedar in this area. Noted. Well, that'll be fine. Our army out over here has lost its general. So we do need to put a new general in here. This guy is the most qualified that we have, and let's get you to drilling. Are you still road building up here? No, they finished that a while ago. So they should probably reposition somewhere out like this direction or so. And don't be on road build. Thank you very much. The Church of Edessa. So a Christian church has been established in Adma. Okay. That's fine. I'm sure they'll be okay with that. Actually, let's check in on the religion situation here. Okay, so this is dominant religion Christian here. This is dominant religion Christian here. There's a few that are around, but they're being worked on. Okay, so our oratory advances have advanced, and I do want to continue working on heading over... where were we? We were here. We're grabbing, like, moral education and then heading down this direction for urban planning. That would be the idea, with the slight exception that we may want to consider heading out over this direction. So that would be, like, ban witchcraft for the pop conversion speed into assemblies and major syncretism. Well, not major syncretism, but formulaic worship. We'd go down this direction. I would not be interested in grabbing that for the minus 90% conversion rate. We would potentially be interested in grabbing formulaic worship, though. That's just a flat 0.5 conversion speed, which is insane. So for now, I think we're going to grab prescribed canon. Okay, that looks good. Can we go up over 1 million manpower, or are we capped at 999? I actually don't know. This is now saying our base manpower is 1,000k, which is 1 million manpower, but it's not saying that up here. We might be capped. If that's the case, that's fine. We've not tried to optimize for our manpower. It's just kind of happened. So Kitera is next, which would be out over here. And we need 2 building slots here. This would be a forum and a Freeman district. But it is time to put a cut in here. Ah, there we go. Yep, we're not capped. Good to know. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to drop our aggressive expansion, build up some of these buildings, and work on some of these food shortages. Because South Phoenicia is still having issues, it would appear. That said, the winter is almost over, and we did just finish up 4 of those farmers markets, so that will help, but I don't think it will fix the problem. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.